us a little bit about Millennia Travel Agency.
All right. So, Millennia Travel Agency, we commenced business on the 4th of June, 2012. And our aim was basically to fill a gap because we wanted to provide complete packages to customers for all their vacation needs, for business travel. And from the moment we opened our doors, we have had uh, good success. We've seen a lot of growth in our business. We have met quite a few people across the spectrum. We have certainly grown in leaps and bounds. Our business is not only restricted to local clients, but we have clients overseas because there is such a great market for uh, travel and vacations. So that is basically what we focus on.
Great. And I know this time is a tough time in the airline industries and the travel agencies. Tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing in this time.
All right. So, like you said, Coach Shanti, we know that this has not only affected, travel, but we're dealing primarily with travel uh, across the board. It's the airlines, not just us with regard to this, but we are positive that this too will pass, and we're encouraging our clients to remain positive as well. Plan for your future. You know, um, this is gonna pass. We're positive on that part of it, and when it does, life will go on. You'll still need a vacation after being cooped up in a house for how many months. You will need to have a break, right? So that is where we're taking it with persons, just to give them a little bit of hope and let them know that we're here for them, and when this is over, we will continue to provide the service that they're accustomed to.
Great. What about the clients or the customers who would have booked their flight now? I know there are many of them who are very agitated or maybe worried about, their flight, if they're getting their money. Can you advise your customers right now what is being done in the back end about flights that weren't able to schedule?
All right, so for the flights that would not have gone, the airlines would have put out a whole lot of information, right, on all their websites. They've contacted the agents. They are encouraging persons and letting you know that you've not lost your money, right? Of course, there are rules that will apply to everything, but they are taking the stance that they are willing to change your flight for you. You have 1 year in which to do so for some airlines. Some are giving you an extension on that 1 year, just to give a sense of calm that, we're all in this together and we are here for you. And you just have to remain calm. As this goes by, you will be able to utilize your funds for travel.
Great. At least that will set our heart at ease a little.
Definitely.
Yeah. Tell me, where are you guys located?
Oh, we are located in the City Mall, which is on Regent and Camp Streets. We're on the second floor. Just as you come up the stairs, we are located right in front of you. If you want to use the elevator, you come into the elevator and you press the second floor. When you get off the elevator, you make a turn to the left, and we're right there with all our signs and everything, and our staff is there to welcome you.
That's great. And tell me, if you're to advise the people other than, this will pass, and are there any other advice that you would like to give people out there right now?
Um, I know this is a trying time, but one of the things people have to remember is that they're not alone. That's one. It's the entire world that's going through this. And you have to find a way to remain positive in the midst of all of it. One of the things I say, don't panic. The moment you panic, you tend to do things that are detrimental, right? You have to remain positive in light of everything. You have to have a coping mechanism, a positive coping mechanism. For me and for my family, that's our faith. We try to remain connected. And one of the things this particular time has given us, I mean, we're always so busy at everything, right? There are things that you may have wanted to do, things that you want to catch up on. If you want to catch up on your reading, you want to get in contact with family members, you want to remain connected, build positive relationships. This is the time in which to do so. Don't just dwell on the aspect of COVID, but think about the positives that can come out of you having time away or time apart. Get to know you again. Do some of the things that you love. Just try to remain positive. And one most important thing is that you have to set a schedule, because the days go by so very quickly when you're at home that you may not be able to accomplish a whole lot if you don't set a schedule. So that's basically my encouragement over this time. Remain positive, have a positive coping mechanism, right? And do the things that you love.
Thank
Focus
you,
on the
Wanda.
future.
So
Mhm.
I like that. Get to know yourself again.
Yeah,
So Wanda, I love traveling, and I can't wait for this to be over to go somewhere. If you had to advise me where's maybe the best destination that I can choose after this, and I can go on a vacation, where would you suggest?
I for the places that I visited and I love, it all depends on what you like. But knowing you, Sister Shanti, you're going to want some rest and relaxation. So I'll send you just across the pond. I'll send you to Curacao.
Oh,
Because we have some wonderful folks there that will take good care of you and your family.
great. So, is there any other thing that you'd like to share about millennial or anything that you'd like to give the public right now?
Yes, one of the things I just need to remind the traveling public is that this will pass and you'll get to do your travels. Of course, when this is over, the whole face of travel will change. How significantly we have to wait to see what systems are put in place. But remain positive. If you need to make contact with us for anything, because we are reaching out to you, you have our numbers. Please feel free to contact us on Facebook. You can contact us via email. We're always willing and ready to help you in whatever way we can. I would advise customers at this time. I know a lot of people are thinking about refunds, 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 but the reality of this is, um, if you do decide to take refunds, I know for sure that the cost of travel will definitely not remain the same after this. For most of the airlines, if you do not take your refunds, they are willing to change your flights without penalty. And some of them are even flexible enough to adjust the dates without you having to pay a difference in fare. So, those are things that you want to consider before you make any rash decisions. And like I said, just remain positive because this too will pass.
Thank you, Wanda. So, DC, do you have any closing remarks for us today?
Yes. My advice on this whole thing is focus on your family, focus on the things that you have, and don't focus on the negatives out there. Try not to get into the news and things like that because it's going to plant negative seeds into your head. In terms of travel, as I said, as Wonder said, people have to travel after this. The world has to move. So we are still here to provide all the travel needs that you require. Our services are still there. We can do all your hotel bookings, your car rentals. I know people will be skeptical with cruises, but it will take time, but things will get back there. And after this, I mean, being locked in a house all the time, I definitely, for one, would love to take a vacation after this. So that's my advice. Don't be afraid of travel after. We have to move around. Every day you go out, you catch a minibus, you go on the road, it's a risk. But we cannot let this thing defeat us. We have to stay positive and continue doing what we know what we are doing.
Okay. So great. Thank you guys for taking the time for this interview, and you all have a wonderful day. So I'm gonna call Vishnu back on the line here.
Yeah, very useful information. Thank you very much for sharing that with everyone who is viewing this right now. And let me just get this here. Right. So, what I just wanted to know, what are some of the easiest places to visit from Guyana? I know that Shanti wants to go to the fanciest places, but what are the easiest direct
Correct.
flight places that we can get to?
You could get to Barbados very easily. You could get to Suriname. You could get to Trinidad quite easily. Those are
Anywhere in the Caribbean.
anywhere in the Caribbean, basically. You
And
can
the
go
and the
quite easily.
US, where do we have direct flights to in the US?
All right, so you have directly to Miami. You have directly to JFK at this point.
Mhm. Mhm.
Everything else basically requires a connection.
Connection. Right. Well, I'm
But
I'm the type of person who doesn't like connections, so if I can get somewhere directly, that would be fantastic. So good to know that.
yeah,
But connections are easier with American Airlines
mechanisms.
right now. I mean, if you need to get to any of the inner states, the best
Mm.
airline to use for that is
It's
American
American.
Airline. And they incorporate the fares so that it's easier and it's cheaper. You could go to about 5 states
Mm.
for a small fare instead of using one carrier and connecting to another carrier. The fares are higher like that. So
Okay.
American Airlines makes it easier for you to connect
To the
Mm.
to
world.
the world.
Yeah,
And this is the type of information that people can get from you when they do make contact.
Yes,
You
definitely.
help them
definitely.
with their route planning and everything.
Everything.
Correct.
Their hotels, their car rentals, even their check-in,
Nice.
even their pickup and their drop off. We can arrange everything.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, let me also thank you for taking the time out to share this very valuable information with everyone who's looking and persons who are viewing as well. I would like you to share this with anybody else who you know has been cooped up in a home for nearly a month and is thinking about their travel plans. So thank you very much, Shanti. Thank you very much, Disu and Wonder, and all the best. And
Thank
stay
you.
safe.
Thank,
Thanks for having
okay, you
us.
guys stay safe too.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.